y'all. Welcome back to the True Crime Live, every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Central. I am Crystal, and this is
Celine.
Saloon. So whether you're watching on the Crystal Heart channel or the Mystery Mugs and Melanin channel, y'all don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. And also, if you're not subscribed to the Mystery Mugs and Melanin channel, head over there, subscribe. You can watch it over there too. And we have the chat on the screen because you will not be able to see everybody's what everybody is saying
If they're in a
if you don't
different
look at the
channel.
screen. Right. So like if you're on Crystal Heart channel, you won't see what they're saying on Mystery Mugs and Melanin. So we put the chat on the screen and I see people already chatting.
Hi,
What are they
Mitzi.
saying? You know I can't see.
Hi, Mitzi. Who's Masky? Shelby?
Yeah.
I
Oh, look
didn't
at you.
know. Hey, Shelby. Hey, Gina. Um,
Rebecca, Leanna.
I see Leanna. Where's Rebecca?
She just said hi everyone.
Oh, hey,
Shelby said
Rebecca.
work is cray cray. Leanna said that she's tired. She might fall asleep. I don't know. Is Sheila in here? I don't
I
know where
don't
Sheila
know, but
is.
it's crazy to have Gina back. I feel like we haven't had Gina in alive in so long. Leanna,
Gina.
Leanna said Sheila will not be making it.
Oh, okay. That's fine. As if it wasn't fine. Like, you have to be here.
Rebecca says, don't forget to change your chat from top to all and hit
Oh,
that
yeah.
like button.
All right, y'all. We have some confessions to make. So, homework for this week was The Octopus Murders on Netflix. We didn't finish watching it,
We
y'all.
didn't finish it, y'all.
We did not finish it. Um, it could not hold my attention, and I didn't even realize I texted Celine and I was like, apparently I watched this before up until episode 3 and then I quit. So I was like, I don't know why I would stop watching a documentary. So then I tried to start watching it again. I didn't make it through the first episode. So I apologize, but it just did not hold my attention. Rebecca, did you do the homework?
Who, me?
Gina, you said you got through episode 1,
I got through
right?
episode 1.
I was in
Rebecca
episode
said she
1.
watched it all.
Missy said, "Ooh, it was so good." I was supposed to put it back on today, but I haven't been home, and then I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna get on there and be honest. We're letting y'all lead the conversation with this. Dave and I just watched the first one, and it's sad. I didn't get through the whole first one, so I'm just gonna read a little blurb about what it's about in case you're watching on the replay or you're watching right now and you have no clue what's going on. So, the documentary is called American Conspiracy: The Octopus Murders, and it says it is a true crime television documentary series about the 1991 death of writer Danny Casolaro amid his conspiracy theories of a supposed international cabal that he labeled the Octopus. Now, I did get to all of that. The film follows director Zachary, how you pronounce his last name, Treats, and his friend journalist Christian Hansen as they investigate the help me out here, Casolaro case.
Castellaro.
Ca- I, Casolaro. Okay. The film was released on Netflix as a 4-part docuseries. So basically,
Leanna.
what Leanna say?
I had a moment. I'm sorry.
Leanna. Anyway, y'all can see in the chat what Leanna said.
I don't think that's what she's talking about.
No, they cooked that
They
tonight.
cooked it, yeah.
Yeah. Wait, what Rebecca said? I don't know. I don't know if I'm reading backwards. My same here, Rebecca. Plus, I have to talk to him about what I'm watching and make sure I'm understanding correctly. My honey summary is that it's a sad old drunk reporter who didn't get anywhere with his conspiracy theories. Oh no, Leanna, that's not right. I had to ask him if Jack Smith was the guy who just quit the DOL and was the Trump prosecutor. So I know that the I don't know. This my understanding is that the guy Casolaro, he was a reporter and he started finding out things. I know he started working for a computer company or something, right? Pay attention, Celine.
Damn.
You gotta help me.
I don't know. You watched more episodes than me.
I don't remember. You know my memory is horrible. And
Paying
yeah,
attention.
so some about some he worked he was he so he started figuring out things, and then he had these conspiracies and blah 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 blah. And then I don't know how he ended up dead. I know that, but they rule it a suicide?
Hmm. They did, but then his family said that he was onto like a really big case, and with the case, and that he wouldn't have committed suicide.
Right. And so he also has started writing a book. I know that he hadn't finished, and the journalist that started looking into all of this, I know that's all I know, y'all. I don't know much. You know, those bare not just conspiracy theory. Oh, we definitely know the government is corrupt. Everybody, everything is corrupt. Nothing is as it seems. Nothing is as it seems. So I think what I was getting was that the gist of it is that people think that he was killed, right, because he knew too much and he was on to something he shouldn't have been on to. So I don't know. I didn't finish it. I think that the story would have been like super interesting, but I don't know. Something about the documentary, I couldn't stick with it. Celine, you got thoughts, opinions?
No, I just couldn't. I just couldn't. I didn't. First off, I didn't have enough time. But then when I tried to, I realized that I had tried to watch this 3 times before, and I never made it past like 15 minutes of episode 1. So I tried, and then I uh got through episode 1, but I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know. And it's really crazy because I like conspiracy theories. I know that it has to deal with. I know that Inslaw promise software, and then it also deals with, because I read about it before, the Iran Contra affair, and which is all very interesting to me. But I don't know. I just couldn't. This documentary just took
Yeah.
my interest.
Shelby said there were tons of facts, but the story didn't really flow for me. And I think that's what it was. Like,
I think, and also watching it. So the guy who was the journalist, Christian Hansen, he also was playing the guy in the documentary, right? Like that was weird for me.
what you mean? Oh, was he?
In the reenactments, Christian Hansen was playing Casolaro in the reenactment.
Are
So
you
it was,
sure?
yeah, I'm pretty sure it
Because
was the same guy.
that's really odd. Gina says the DOJ stole a guy's software, and a federal judge said that when the company sued the DOJ, then the federal judge got fired. So the investigative report got murdered, but it's made to look suicide. I think Mitzi says I think he was killed. I want to go back through it and didn't get a chance. You should have just had me on the live tonight. Rebecca, you can definitely come join in if you need
Rebecca
to.
just joined. Come on.
Hanson wasn't playing Casaloro. Oh, she said no, girl. They just look alike.
Mm, let me go see.
Shelby said he wasn't really playing the guy. He decided as part of his investigation that he needed to finish Casalaro's book. Yeah, I did see when he said that he thought he should finish the book. You see, y'all know a lot. The one time y'all really did your homework, we didn't do ours. Oh, let me turn my computer on. You coming on, Rebecca?
Yes, Christian Hansen played Danny Casolaro in reenactments of the Netflix documentary American Conspiracy: The Octopus Murders.
So he did?
He played
Hold
him.
on, Rebecca, let me make sure I can add another person in. I don't know how to do this. Hold on, because I'm not on StreamYard. I'm on Restream. Was it hard for you, Celine, whenever we first started doing this?
No,
You need an account?
no.
Um, so now I'm confused, Shelby said. Well, that is confusing. Documentary was set up weird. The information is not clear enough. It was not suicide. Shelby says, then again, I think I had Christian and Zach confused.
I was confused the entire time. The only,
Yeah, because
the only thing that I know is that that man was in the reenactments was the man that was in the not in the reenactments, and that's why I was like, "What is this?"
hi, I spy. Um,
Girl, why
well,
did it Ipsy?
I
It
don't know.
said I thought it was Ipsy Queen.
No, I spy queen.
I
She
like
does
Queen.
jewelry unboxings, like I used to do. Remember?
Hmm.
I think more information needs to come out about all these government cover-ups. Girl, that's not gonna come up
Cover
because
up.
things like this happen. You expose the government, you're not gonna live to tell it. Celine, what's that noise over there? It sounds like a clankety clank clank.
A
Is
clinky,
something going on over
a
there?
clinkety clink clink. What? What? Did you add Rebecca?
Hold on. I don't see it. Rebecca, I sent it to you. Did you click on it? It's not showing me you in here. I know I put my phone down too, so I sent you the link, but I'm not quite sure how it works after that. Y'all, I have my snackle box.
You know they're sold out, right?
You did tell me that, but I'm gonna link another one. I'm gonna link another one because there's more, but y'all got to get the kind I got because it works so well.
I want one.
I'm gonna send you one. Did Rebecca answer me? No, I texted it to you.
I might try to finish watching just so I can see, but I'm not making any promises.
I'm a I'm a send to you email, Rebecca. I just sent to your
Yeah,
email.
I went look the same. I went look the next morning, Gina, and they were sold out.
Just said $20 plus. No, 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 no. I'm gonna go find y'all one. I'm gonna post another one, and I'm gonna tag y'all. Oh, Tracy's here. I didn't see Tracy.
Hi,
Hey,
Tracy.
Tracy. I just see that Shelby said hi, Tracy, but I don't see. I have a question, lady. What StreamYard are you guys streaming off of? I like that. I'm on Restream. It's not StreamYard. It's Restream. I do use StreamYard too, but StreamYard canceled my plan that I was on and rose the prices. So I don't use them for everything. She took my ticket. She took my tickets. All right, y'all. I'm trying to see if Rebecca could get in on the live. I'm not sure. Can't come on in. Please stop.
While we're waiting on that, did you finish The Curious Case of Natalia?
Yes.
I
Why
didn't.
don't we talk about that a little bit?
I never finished it,
Oh,
but we can
we
talk
need to talk
about
about
it. Like, what is her name? Natalia what?
Grace. Leanna, it's just another site like StreamYard, but it has different features. Okay, I'm just a munching. Um, does anybody watch the Natalia Grace case? No problem, I spy. Oh, I was confused about the box. The snackle box?
We should talk about it next week. But it's like it's still
Okay.
on season 3 now.
Yeah, it's a lot to it.
But I mean,
I haven't
it's
started
like
that
3 or 4
Natalie.
episodes.
Huh?
It's only like 3 or 4 episodes.
Yeah. You know what else? Did you watch the Jerry Springer stuff?
I started, I fell asleep on it.
I didn't start it, but I do want to watch it. If y'all watch Natalia Grace or Jerry Springer, let me know.
So Natalia Grace is, you probably heard about her from a while back. She was living with a family and she has like this condition where she's small, but the Barnetts said, who the family who adopted her said that she was actually an adult, not a 9-year-old or 8-year-old child. She was actually an adult, and they basically used the script of the movie The Orphan, if anyone remembers that movie, and said that that was her. She was trying to kill them. She was an adult living in their house, things like that. But it's a really good case, and
Hmm.
it's interesting. And they did do genetic testing to realize that she really was a young girl.
Me either, but the commercials look freaky. It's a good story. And I think this last season kind of rounded it all out. She was basically an orphan from the Ukraine, right?
I thought it was Russia. Was it
Oh, maybe
Ukraine?
it might have been Russia, but she has
It was
dwarfism, huh?
it was Ukraine.
Okay, she has dwarfism, and
But she wasn't, Gina. They did genetic testing and she really was the age that She was.
Yeah, she was that. She was a child.
She was a child, and
If
they
you watch it, you kind of start getting a feel of what really happened. But you gotta watch through. But she was a child. It's a lot. The story kind of run a little deep, but she was done bad by a lot of people. Like the first people that brought it into America to adopt her changed their minds after she got to America. She went to one family who really wanted to adopt her, in the courts or something, like put a stop to it. And then she ended up with the family she ended up with.
No, that family that really wanted to adopt her, they had issues about how she was being treated, and they asked questions and stuff, and then so the family stopped the adoption.
Mm. Yeah, it was a big old thing.
There was some neglect and some abuse issues, Gina. They
Yeah,
abandoned her in an apartment, and she was like 12.
she was little.
Yeah, but they
They
had
abandoned her in the apartment because
the courts age her up to
you
what they.
telling the whole story. Then I go
Sorry.
know what's going on. They watch it. I want to tell it too now.
It was so good.
It is cruel. Yeah, but
You're making me hungry.
I'm just a snacking.
I want snacks.
I got two different types of cheeses: salami, pepperoni, a little nut mix, cream cheese with everything bagel, a little beef jerky action, and then some keto chocolates.
Forget
You
you.
don't see my email? Let me make sure it went through. It might have, maybe it went from my iCloud email, so maybe you didn't it didn't recognize. I'm gonna change it. Well, no, it says. Text me your email to make sure I have it right. Oh, you got it. Okay. Cream cheese, but no crackers. No, because I'm not eating all the carbs. So I'm dipping my meats and cheeses in the cream cheese. What you laughing at?
Nothing. What you laughing at?
I'm not laughing. I'm making you hungry too. Those all look delicious. I'm trying to finish up stuff in my fridge because I'm heading to, what did it say? Road to California next week. What is that?
And so now they're coming out. The producers of The Curious Case of Natalia Grace, they came out with another show, The Curious Case of, and then each week they do a different case. I watched the first episode last night.
Oh, really? Okay, we have Rebecca backstage. I'm gonna try to bring her on, y'all. If everything fails and we go black, sorry.
I'm not coming
Let's
back
see.
if everything fails.
You coming back?
Mm-mm.
Hey,
Ah,
got Rebecca. Why Rebecca bigger than us?
I'm sorry.
Pay no attention to.
Oh, I don't want to be bigger than
Can you
it.
hear me?
Yes.
We can hear you.
Okay.
Can you hear us?
It's been a while since I had stuff set up, so I didn't know if if anything was right. Yeah,
Oh
I
no,
can
we
hear
can
you.
hear you good. All right, Rebecca.
Pay no
Since
attention to the
you,
mess in the background.
I can't even see it.
I can
First
see
and
it.
foremost, I never thought you would be on a true crime live.
Right? Isn't that weird? Because you know what?
Y'all, it's like I didn't
My
watch that.
husband's
My
into that
husband watched
stuff.
that.
My husband's into that stuff, so it's nice to watch with him because you guys are doing it. So, it's just
Oh, we're pulling you in.
Yeah.
All right.
Welcome, Rebecca.
Shelby said, "There she is. The technology gods have been generous."
Hi, everybody. It's weird
All right.
because you guys get the messages a lot later than what they actually show up.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do.
I usually have the live on my TV as well, just to because it's delayed a little bit. And are we going live on Saturday?
While we're all together, we should go live because I can't go live Friday.
Oh. Well, then
I
you
have
should
to
probably
bring
go
Cameron
live.
to camp.
You should probably go live Saturday. Are we sleeping over, or what is this? We haven't even discussed.
You want us?
Whatever y'all want to do.
It'll be easy if we're having little drinky drinks. Oh, we need to figure out, what do you drinky drink, Rebecca?
Yeah, because
we don't have amaretto sour.
I mean, I got some of that stuff.
Bring whatever you want, but if you want us to get something, let us know.
I drink anything that ends in the word cooler.
Oh, you might drink those Modelo
Oh yeah,
drinks.
Some Modelo. There's some Aqua Fresca drinks. They're really good.
Or like what are they? Man, it's been so long. Smirnoff Ice. I like those.
That used to be our drink, Crystal. Remember that? Okay, we're supposed to be talking true crime.
Oh, Rebecca.
Yeah.
Let us know what happened, because we don't know.
Okay, let me tell you. Let me get
your spectacles.
No.
Chrissy said, "That's my drink."
The first episode is probably the most interesting episode. So if you didn't make it through the rest, I don't know if you're going to be able to. But and of course, it wraps it up with the last episode, but you're still kind of left hanging. So it's, what is it? Chris Hansen and Zachary Treats or something like that is his friend or whatever. But I think the Chris Hansen guy was the main guy, right? Who was doing the main investigating. And he happened to look like Danny Casolaro. I didn't know that he played him in some of the reenactment stuff, because there's a lot of scenes of where they actually have quite a lot of video of Danny. But
I know it was weird for them to put it just confused me more watching it. And I was like, is this the same man? I thought I was tripping. But
I just thought they got a different guy that just looks like both of them.
Now that I went looking up and it says that it is him, it's even more confusing.
Yeah. But it just so happens that the younger guy, Chris, he is like a photojournalist or something. So he happened to pick it up and get put onto it. But Danny Casolaro worked for was that his main job?
What?
The newspaper thingy that he did?
Yeah, that software publication.
Yeah, it was like a newspaper about computer software. Back in the early days of, like the 70s, right? When that stuff was still kind of space agey, right? And it was just him and one other guy, I think. And then the guy just passed on this one case about the Promise software. And the Promise software was the software that they had sold it to, or not sold it, but they leased it to the Department of Justice. And it was like this great, brilliant software, because at the time everything was handwritten files. Yeah, everything was on paper. And there'll be something happening here in this county, but next county over, nobody knows, or whatever, right? So this software compiled everything and made smart matches, smart connections across cases when there were similarities here, and there, right? And it worked super well. There was nothing like it. And so the Department of Justice, what did they didn't make their payments. They stopped paying this company, the guy who owned it. It was like it was a fairly small company.
Mm-hmm.
They stopped paying him, caused the guy to have to file for bankruptcy, and then someone else offered to pay.
Yeah,
So
the main Department of the Defense contracting company.
So like their competitor or something?
Yeah, that they already had contracts with the CIA, the DOJ, and the NSA.
Were you guys able to hear that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
He all of a sudden got a call from the head guy from and he offered to buy his company once the company was like bankrupt and whatever, right? And he said, the guy who owned it said no. That was Bill Hamilton, right? The guy said no. And so then all of a sudden, some guy had the source code for
That's
was it Riconosciuto or was it
Riconosciuto called him and said that he had the source code for it.
So,
and how could he have the source code for it if it wasn't for the DOJ? Because the DOJ was the only person that they had given the software to.
So the DOJ, I think, hired Danny Riconosciuto, right? Or somebody, right? Somebody hired him to figure out the source code, which Danny Riconosciuto was like some brilliant guy or whatever, but he was also kind of shady, in and out of jail kind of thing. But so they got him to figure out the source code for this program, and then so they cut ties, right? Cut ties saying, we don't want this program. It's not a good program, blah, blah, misunderstanding, yada, yada. So Promise people are bankrupt, and then the DOJ, they don't want the software, right? So then all of a sudden there's like, it starts showing up places, or he starts hearing. My husband's back here like feeding it to me, you guys. So
tell him just get on the live.
They have these other guys.
No, he doesn't want to be on.
Hey, Sheila.
What they find out is that Promise is such a powerful program that it can be manipulated to gather other types of data. So what they've done is they get this that guy to put a back door into Promise, and they take that program and they sell it on the black market to other intelligence agencies. And now anything that those other intelligence agencies start looking at,
compile they compile into the system.
They can get into it from the back door.
Because we have a back door.
Yeah.
But the U.S. took it even further. We weren't just selling it to our enemies. We were selling it to our allies. So now there's no way that they can let Inland? What's the company?
Inslaw.
They can't let the company Inslaw keep the program, because now they've sent it out everywhere to every nation that we're trying to keep tabs on and seeing what they're keeping tabs on. So since they've stolen the program and they've put it into, I guess they were putting it in submarines, they're doing it all kinds of stuff because it can find anomalies. And so once they start adapting that program to, to all these other applications, there's no way that they can let Inslaw keep that program, right? So they end up just like stealing it and bankrupting that company. So when the Casolaro, he keeps digging and digging and digging. Well, he digs so far that it finally gets to the point that now he's becoming dangerous, and multiple people say that he's becoming dangerous
because he's starting to find connections. It all started with the software, and because of that software, and because of what the guy who created the software, he's finding connections. He's feeding leads to Danny Casolaro to go investigate all of this stuff. He's starting to see that it's multi-armed, which is where the whole Octopus thing comes from. So it's got all of these connections to all of these things interconnected, and like, and this was a time when the huge conspiracy theory. And what did you say, there was 8 people on the list? Is that why?
Yeah, there was 8 people on the list at some point. Most of them are CIA operatives, NSA operatives, but then there's also George Bush was in there.
And because George Bush used to be
Ronald Reagan was in
Head
there.
of the CIA.
Exactly. He was the
Yes.
head of CIA. Then he was, obviously vice president and then president. He was president at the time that Kessler died, or that he was investigating.
Yeah.
Just investigating. He was president at the time he was investigating. So like there was a lot of implications and stuff there. So it all just started with that software, because he was just trying to figure out why
INSLAW and the DOJ got into it over the program.
Yeah.
But as he dug more into that, he kept finding these other connections into all these interagency conspiracies. And then like the mob got involved, and then the funding for the Iran-Contra affair. They ended up also like
the Papasan Indian reservation.
They were using that as a base
Mm-hmm.
to produce weapons because of their
cartels, drug cartels,
yeah,
using money to fund non-Congress backed operations. Like it just had so many things just in the underground, and they were able to cover up and sweep under the rug because there wasn't really the technology to kind of keep track of it.
Mm-hmm.
I also think they wanted to keep it because they wanted to keep their stuff secret. Like they didn't want anyone else having access to this program. I think that's part of why
they wanted everybody to have access, but they didn't want to have
they didn't want to have this company. Yes. I think
because they didn't pay
have
for
ownership of it, because then they would have access to the stuff that this program is picking up on, because it was making all of these connections with all of these things all over the place. Like one of the guys who was the guy that kept killing people and they weren't?
Oh, the FBI informant guy?
Yeah. Was it Nichols? John Philip Nichols?
Yes.
He was the
assassin.
He was the assassin. There was another guy who toward the end.
Who's assassinating who?
So who was he assassinating? Just people, right?
He was
taken out.
He was an informant for the FBI, but the FBI was letting him pretty much murder people. And every time he would get convicted, he would get out like a few months later. Mm-hmm. And all these investigations that would lead to him, they would just never lock him up because he was also working for the CIA.
Things would just disappear, or they would just say, "Oh, this is what it is, and we're closing it."
It was like, wow.
And yeah, like why? Like Gina said, why wouldn't they just pay the man? I really think that they didn't want someone else to have control of that software.
Yeah,
because of the implications, right? Because of what it could pick up.
Remember, they said that INSLAW hadn't realized what they had.
Oh yeah, that's
Remember?
Right. And then
they said that the program was more powerful and could be used for more applications than what they were trying to use it for. And that's why they wanted to take it out of their hands.
So what Gina's saying here is that INSLAW sued the DOJ in bankruptcy court because of what happened. The judge that oversaw the case ruled in INSLAW's favor and said that the DOJ owed them some billions of dollars because it caused them to go bankrupt and this and that. And then that judge 6 months later ended up being fired. And the judge that replaced him was the prosecutor, the defender of, who was he? The judge, he defended the DOJ, I think. I think he was the DOJ defender or something. He had some sort of connection to DOJ. He ended up becoming the judge in that bankruptcy court, and he overturned that ruling and said that it was filed in the wrong court. This case is dismissed. And so DOJ did not have to pay the money. Yeah. It's just a
So they
lot
put
of
their own
crazy.
guy in there.
Yeah, he was younger than I. Well, I mean, it's hard to say because when they were doing
No, I
some of
didn't
these
say
interviews,
young. I said they
oh,
put their own guy.
yep, they put their yes man in there,
That's
and then
crazy.
there were, and then it started like they tried to make it seem like, oh, you guys are crazy conspiracy theorists, but there are too many things that are like keep coming up, and how is it that all these things are connected? But the biggest thing for me, so anyway, so Danny Casolaro ended up showing up dead, right? He was supposed to be meeting somewhere in what's the place where they have the big IRS computers? Martingale, whatever, West Virginia, someplace in West Virginia. He was supposed to be meeting somebody there. It was something related to IRS stuff with all of this. And that's where he showed up dead, right? Nobody met him. And the connection was made through Robert Booth Nichols, one of the questionable characters in this whole story. And so that connection was set up with that. And then like Danny was asking around before he went, asking several connections he had, because at this point he was also working with the FBI. The FBI was aware of some of this stuff going on, but they didn't have any actual evidence. So Danny for them was kind of like, the guy called them like another field operative that he can give them some info when he found out something, and sometimes they can give him leads that they weren't able to go check out or whatever. But so he had contacted other investigative reporters. He contacted a few other people just to make sure, what are some things I should do to make sure I keep myself safe, because he would regularly get threatening phone calls. And so he got the tips of check your car for explosives, don't go anywhere alone, always tell people where you're going. Yeah, all the things, right? But for some reason he showed up. He was in this hotel room when they found him. He was dead in the hotel room by himself, no evidence of anyone else being there. There was a note, a really small, short, very small, sorry, whatever. I don't know. It was whatever. And, but before he went on this, his brother had seen him 3 weeks before he died. And their family was close. The family was close. He told him, if I don't, something like if I show up dead, or if something happens to me, if I have an accident, it wasn't an accident, is what he told his brother.
3 weeks.
3 weeks before he died. Yeah, because that just happened to be the last time he saw him, because it was like a child's birthday or something. And he said if and so he knew, some stuff was going on. It's like, why would you? Yeah, he defended. Okay, the Nichols do apparently. Yeah, there's two Nichols. There's like a Robert Booth Nichols and John Philip Nichols. They were two separate people, they weren't related, but like they each had different things going on. I can't remember because there was like so many. It was just crazy.
Gina said she needs a spreadsheet.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess maybe that's why I couldn't finish it, because it wasn't an easy watch. I really would have had to focus in on it.
There was a lot of information. Yeah, it was hard to catch on to everything, because like there were parts when I was like playing my game while I'm watching, but if I got too involved in my game that's supposed to be mindless, I could miss things that was going on. I was like, wait, what happened? But
yeah.
But one of the things that got me, that it absolutely wasn't suicide, even if you don't believe in all the conspiracy theory stuff going on. The paramedic that went to the hotel and checked up on, and the people that they get to go in there to check it out, to pronounce the person dead, whatever. The paramedic that went in there said, because Danny Casolaro had several cuts across his wrist, like 8 on this side and like, something like that on this side, right? And he said they were super deep cuts. And he said they were so deep that tendons were severed. The wrist was just flopping.
Well, how would he be able to do that to both wrists?
Exactly. And there was like blood all over the walls. And he had a plastic bag over his head.
Now, come on.
Yes, exactly. But the paramedic, all that other stuff was crazy. But the paramedic said, "There's no way you can't cut the one side that deep and then go on to the other side and do it.
You wouldn't have any strength."
Exactly. You just wouldn't be able to. And then when they finally got access to those records, because 30 years later, they were able to get access to the records because they had filed a FOIA to get those records. But initially was like, well, the Department of Justice told us from the, I can't remember the name of the town. I think it's Martingale or something like that, where he actually died. That police department said that the Department of Justice told them, I think it was the Department of Justice told them that those files needed to be sealed. And, but eventually they were allowed access, right? So all there was paperwork. There was no physical evidence at all. There was no evidence, only paperwork and documents and things like that. And all the police reports, their witness, all this and that. And then, but there was a letter in there from somebody that was in the hotel. She wrote a letter saying what she saw. She saw somebody with a key go into that room that had dark hair. And like she described him, white man, 5'9" to 6 feet tall, with dark hair. And, Danny Castellero, I guess at that point, he always had blonde hair, but at that point his hair was almost completely white. And
oh, look, Shelby said it's Martinsburg. She had to look it up.
Martinsburg, okay, yeah. I know. Me too. I was like, what is that name? And so someone else saw that, wrote a letter, and it was in all that paperwork once they picked it back up. Yet that was not mentioned anywhere and wasn't included in anything when they went back and they rechecked the case. I think it was like 10 years later or something, because it was bothering people. Because right after he died, I guess there were a bunch of because a lot of people knew about this. Right after he died, there were reporters at his brother's house, and his brother was just talking about it, thinking this was not a suicide, not that he was trying to do anything, trying to stir up anything, but he said on there he didn't know that if reporters show up that you were allowed to say, no, I don't want to talk about it. He just, he talked about it because he thought he had to. And so from there, that's where it got bigger, where it was on the news, where the family didn't think it was suicide. And so then it just, it started, everything that he was doing started coming out more publicly. But it wasn't until I think it was 10 years later, they were interviewing for the Attorney General, and one of the congressmen or something asked if she was familiar with the case, and he would like it reopened and investigated, and which they did, and there wasn't enough evidence to say it was anything but suicide. Like they had to go off of what they had, and
they could at least put undetermined.
I know. Well, in the letter that she wrote to, I think, to the brother, or some, I can't remember who she wrote the letter to. She said, although some of members of staff here don't think it was a suicide, there's just not enough physical evidence for us to say it's anything but. Everything, physical evidence points to suicide. So, which, no, it didn't, because hello, he had tendon severed in his arms.
But if they're fearful to come out and change anything, or their silence, then
there were many
they gonna
steps
say,
along the way where it kept like backtracking, like, you know, they were gonna have they had another investigation by somebody, and it's like, oh, okay, now we're gonna get down to it, and then all of a sudden it's nope, suicide, and then nobody else wants to talk about it. Like it's just crazy. And they tried to chalk it up to conspiracy theorists and that whole wacky mindset of, you know, how they portray conspiracy theorists, right? And that Danny Castellero was just taken in by it, and that's just how people are. And and I guess there was those sketches they do when somebody describes what somebody looked like. The lady who wrote that letter that said she saw the guy with the dark hair, they had a police artist do the sketch, and it looked similar to this guy he had met in a bar in his hometown. He had gone there to meet, he met a friend there, and this guy in a military uniform happened to be there. Joe Cuellar, I think his name was. Something like that. Happened to be there. He was in a military uniform. And Danny Castellero was charismatic and friendly, and he starts talking to him. And then all of a sudden they're buddy and friends. Oh yeah, I work for military intelligence. And so this guy tells him he works for military intelligence. He goes, oh, I'm familiar with the promise and all that stuff you're working on, and all this and that, whatever. And so he trusted this guy because he was in the military, and he was like comparing notes with him and doing these things. And he told someone, remember when I said he had asked around to find out what he should do to prepare himself, to keep himself safe? One of the things he was told was to not go alone. And he had asked some other investigative reporter first, but he couldn't go. So he asked, I guess, supposedly Joseph Cuellar was supposed to go with him. This guy that he just met that happened to know all these things, who was in intelligence. And so the sketch looked like Joseph Cuellar, and there was no indication that he was there. And they tried to say when he gave his statement initially, and this they found out when they uncovered the notes, when all of the case was released, they found out that originally Cuellar said he was in Washington, D.C. at the time. He wasn't even with him. Oh, I didn't go with him. I was in Washington, D.C., which was only like, I don't know, a few hours drive, like 3 hours or something from there. And then later on in some statement, they said, oh, he said he was in Panama, I think. Yeah, he had 2 different alibi locations. And but his first one was he was in D.C., but then it seems like they had him change it to Panama.
He was a plant.
Mm-hmm. So then years later, they got in touch with his son, Joe Cuellar Jr., and he was talking to Chris Hansen and Zachary about his dad, and he wanted to keep positive, but so I guess because he heard some of those things, right, that may have happened. He said he was an intelligent guy, was very smart. He worked for the CIA, because Cuellar was never upfront about if he worked for the CIA or if he was military intelligence. He gave a vague answer about that. But he worked for the CIA. He worked for military intelligence. He was skilled in psychological warfare. And like that was his specialty. He would go in and make people and get people to trust him and make them think that they could trust you so that he can get information out of you, so he can, know what you know, and, that kind of stuff. So, and they got all of this from his son, that he was really skilled at that. And
he had already passed.
Yeah. So, and that was like,
now this is telling a story, because they plant him in that bar.
I think I need to watch it. I
I
think
know. Now I'm like, hold up. Do
I'm
I
gonna
need
have
to
to
go
force
back?
myself to get through it and watch it so that because it seems really interesting. It's like what I would like. This is the kind of stuff I like.
I know. I guess it just it just was a lot going on, and it wasn't like an easy watch. It wasn't just like, oh, such and such got killed because such and such. Bloop.
It wasn't an easy watch. There's only 4 episodes, and again, my husband's all into that, but we had to break it up. He was like, I can't do another one of these. It was like, because it was a lot of information. So
I don't know, because at some point I watched 3 episodes, but I probably wasn't paying enough attention to know what I was watching, and then I just stopped. But now I'm like, do I need to go finish watching this?
oh yes. And then the body, that's right. They embalmed his body the same day or something. Like, yeah, they Casolaro. They embalmed him like immediately. And they couldn't. I don't remember if they
Wait, they did an autopsy first?
No. No. They had the coroner stating that it was suicide, and then somehow, some reason, it was immediately he was embalmed already, and then they did then they did an autopsy later, but he had already been embalmed, so his body was wiped clean of all the things.
Wow.
Oh, and then there was another. Who was it? Who was the guy that Jason? Who was the guy that received like, I don't know, a couple $1 billion from somebody or millions of dollars, and then all of a sudden he died of a heart attack in Switzerland, and he was cremated the same day? Was that Nichols?
Yeah.
Nichols. Oh, and this guy Nichols was actually in the that movie Under Siege with
Steven Seagal.
Huh?
Steven Seagal.
Steven Seagal, yeah. He was one. Apparently, this is how the FBI described him. He's one of those guys that, like, he was a go-between between mob and cartel and like CIA, NSA kind of thing, and the FBI was trying to get stuff on him, but they couldn't get stuff on him. But he would like somehow weasel his way into things, and he got a role on that movie. It was small, but it was a speaking role.
Oh,
Yeah,
Missy
no,
said thank you.
no autopsy, no approval from the family to embalm him. And then the Nichols guy, they said some years later he was, what was it, like a few weeks after he had that interview where he admitted to the money?
Yeah, and then just a couple of weeks later he died.
Yeah, so there was like some interview with him. He was being questioned about something. I can't remember what it was. And he showed up dead a few weeks later in Switzerland. But nobody saw, I don't know who saw that he died, but he was cremated the same day. This other guy. So I think Daniel Riconosciuto thinks he is, Michael Riconosciuto thinks he's still alive, but the guy was fairly old. But that the fact that he was cremated immediately.
Wow. So Gina says the reporter was treated like a degenerate, maybe? And somehow they informed his doctor, I cannot see, his doctor brother who wanted the autopsy, but was told he had already been embalmed.
Mm-hmm. He, they showed like all these beer cans in the trash, and they tried to say, that he had all these financial problems and stuff, which he had taken out loans against the house, I guess. My guess is in order to be able to continue investigating this. And I don't know, my guess is he lived off of it, but he was trying to sell his book rights, and the publishers wanted more evidence. It was just not enough.
Mm.
Oh, you're welcome, Mitzi. I was hoping I explained it clearly because it's like so much information.
I
And then
know, but you explained it in a way that was like, oh, that's what was going on. Maybe I should have kept watching, but
yeah, and it wasn't the most linear, I guess, the show, but they tried to make it because a lot of these things were happening, simultaneously.
yeah.
Then they had mentioned like somebody that was talking to one reporter about JFK and how he was killed by his driver, and and then it was doctored, like what you see on the TV was actually doctored, and like he tried to convince her because they're talking about how some of these people are web spinners, and they tried to make Riconosciuto a web spinner and Nichols a web spinner. So they're basically elaborating on the truth, and almost it almost seems like maybe I don't know if they like to hear themselves, if some of them like to hear themselves think, or if there's an actual purpose to it, like to make you confused. I don't know. It was crazy.
It sounds crazy.
It was crazy. Yeah. JFK.
So, does anybody know what we want to talk about next week?
Oh, you talking about Jerry Springer? I started watching the Jerry Springer. Well,
You did?
my husband put it on. My husband had it on for whatever reason, and I said, "Oh, we're supposed to be watching something else," and so I don't know. We didn't see. I think we saw one episode, and it was weird.
Was it?
Well, because I remember those Jerry Springer days, but
Yeah.
it was like it was crazy. It was really crazy, and how it started was really just to get something interesting and different on, and the things that people responded to were the crazy
Fighting
things.
and crazy.
Well, and it didn't start off fighting, but it's definitely interesting. I mean, I wouldn't mind watching more with him, but yeah, it's interesting.
Did I freeze?
I mean, I see you.
Okay, because everything went weird for a little while for me.
Let me see. I'm trying to see you on here.
Now, I really do want to go talk about Natalia Grace, though. I just know it's a lot for y'all to watch.
Who's Natalia Grace?
That's what we were talking about before you came on. It's the girl that the adoptive parents tried to say was an adult.
That's right.
Yeah,
I think my husband knows
it's
about
really
that.
really good, but it's a lot. There's 3 seasons. They're each like what 2 or 3 episodes. You're on mute.
I found one that I thought that we could watch. I don't know if everyone's watched it, but maybe familiar with the story, Murder to Mercy, the Centoya Brown story. You remember Centoya Brown, the young?
That sounds familiar.
She was 16 and she shot and killed the guy who trafficked her, and then she went to prison. Do y'all remember that?
Oh, I think so. Centoya. How you spell that?
Cyntoia. The Natalia Grace documentary is called The Curious Case of Natalia Grace. It's on Max or Discovery Plus.
Okay, I kind of remember this case. Now, what's the name of the documentary for Centoya Brown?
Murder to Mercy, the Centoya Brown story.
What?
Nothing. So what do y'all want to do to next week?
Jerry Springer, the circus. Was it? Was there a Jerry Springer movie like a Jerry Springer movie, not a documentary movie? Because Gina
Yeah.
just said the circus movie, but it's not a movie, right? It's a. But I thought it was called Circus something. Let me see if I can pull it up. Oh, Jason, what's the name of that Jerry Springer show that you started watching, the documentary thing?
It was on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
Watch Jerry Springer fights. Oh, wait.
I started watching it.
Oh, shoot. I think it's just called Jerry Springer Fights Camera Action.
Yeah, something like that.
Is that it?
So y'all want to do that? It's not really true crime.
Oh. But it's interesting. I can't remember if it was a movie or if it was episodes.
It's episodes.
Gina said it's called The Circus. Is that the documentary about Jerry Springer?
No.
He had a movie called Ringmaster.
Huh. I don't even know what I was calling. I mean, I was watching.
Ringmaster, yeah.
Was that a
That was a scripted movie, but he played himself.
Okay.
Or a character of himself.
On Netflix, it's called Watch Jerry Springer Fights Camera Action.
I already said that.
I was just reiterating what you already said.
Oh, so you was co-signing?
Yeah, I was just trying to help you out, friend.
You letting you know.
All right. So the options are Jerry Springer, Natalia Grace, and Centoya Brown. What do y'all want? What are y'all most interested in watching for next week?
Only thing I know about is Jerry Springer, so I don't know.
I'm waiting for some answers.
I mean, we want to stick with true, we want to stick with true crime. We need to pick one of the other two, and then we can talk about Jerry Springer when we're done as
Okay.
a bonus.
Okay. Jerry Springer could be the bonus to whatever else we talk about. What if I show up and all I watch was Jerry Springer?
Girl, you better do your own homework.
I didn't do it last week.
How many hours for each show? I don't know.
I think the Centoya Brown one is just like an hour.
Just a documentary.
Yeah, just documentary. But Natalia Grace is about 3 seasons. There's 3 to 4 episodes per season, but it's very interesting. So,
yeah.
Oh, I don't have Netflix on here.
Tracy wants to do Centoya Brown. I think it's a good one too.
Okay, why don't we do Centoya Brown, but leave homework for the next following week to go through Natalia Grace.
That way everyone has enough time to watch them all.
Yeah, because Natalia Grace is a lot. You know, it's I can guarantee once you start watching, you're probably going to go through it all. But in case you don't have time for all that.
You got your notebook? You handed in a notebook? You writing?
I got it, friend.
I'm putting my pen down then.
And if you forget, you got to go back and watch this.
Of writing?
You're in charge of writing it down.
Okay. Let me find a free page.
It's 2025. Things is changing.
No, don't let it change that much, friend, because I'm going to lose this by next week. I still haven't found my other one. I have no... Is it in this purse?
Okay, so next Wednesday, the homework is the Murder to Mercy, the Centoya Brown story on Netflix, and as a bonus, the Jerry Springer documentary also on Netflix. And then the following Wednesday, we'll discuss Natalia Grace so that you have enough time to watch all of the episodes of the documentary.
Friend, you was talking fast, but I took them college notes.
You did? You took the notes?
I took them.
That's funny.
Wait, Jerry Springer versus Judge Judy, SmackDown all around. Of course, one would be Dance with the Dead, but I bet Judge Judy would still say I'm the only one that matters. I do not like Judge Judy.
Judge Judy is a G.
She's
I don't like
crazy.
Judge Judy. She mean, man. Sometimes she don't even be listening to the people case. She just be telling them off, and I'm like, they ain't even finish their sentence.
I don't have time for all that. She Judge Judy.
I like the other one. What's the black dude?
Judge Mathis.
Judge Mathis, because Judge Mathis will call you a crackhead to your face. He don't care.
He will.
He be
It's
like,
good.
oh, so you're a crackhead.
Man.
It's good for the ratings.
All right.
I think he got caught cheating or something.
Him and his wife supposed to be. The last time I saw, they was working it out.
Yeah, I think she is very mean. Yeah, but I think they had caught some pictures of him in the airport or something.
My husband's been watching Love After Lockup. A life.
Oh,
life
I used to watch that. He watching the one with what's her name? Olga. What did he say?
He said, "Don't we put my business out there?"
He watching the one with Gypsy Rose?
It's all my
She
business.
said her daughter was on Judge Mathis.
Really?
What? Mitzi.
Wait, we need a season and an episode.
Yes, you
I
need
need
to
to
see. So
see.
we can go find out.
Did she win or did she lose the case? And what for? Right. That is hilarious. She was suing her old roommate. Did she win? And was it real?
And
Like,
did she
was
get
it
paid?
real?
Did she get paid to be on there?
Oh yeah, did she get paid to be on there?
Or was it just she didn't have to pay like legal fees?
I need
Like,
to know.
what was the compensation? There had to be about some compensation.
Gina said we could talk about your daughter.
On the net, y'all homework is to go find Missy's daughter.
Oh, she won. Yeah.
Oh, she
give us
won.
the season and episode. We can add that to our homework. I'm gonna really do the homework this time, guys.
Oh,
What's our
really?
homework?
Mm-hmm.
I done forgot it already. Good. I'm gonna watch Jerry Springer. I don't know if Santoya gonna make it. She gonna make it. I'm gonna watch it. I might have watched it already.
You need to watch it though if you haven't watched
Because
it.
you always be like, you saw this, and I'm like, no, I didn't. And then I'll click it on, and it'll show the little red line at the bottom that I watched the whole thing.
Because I know, because we talk about it after, because I always like, I need to talk to someone about it after watching these documentaries, and you're the only person I can talk to. So we talk about it, and then a few days later, you remember nothing.
Friend, this is how it goes. I'm consuming the content. Oh, you want to talk about it? We talk about it. Now, there's no need for the content. It's gone now.
I get it. But then we talk about it on here, and you don't know.
Well, my former Crystal didn't know that there would be a podcast, not a podcast, but a live where I needed to retain this information. I had to make room for more information.
I feel that.
She's not making room for more information. She just forgetting more and more stuff. I don't know what she's talking.
Look, what they say, free your mind.
Your mind too
mind.
free. It is too free.
Ain't nothing wrong with too free, boo. I'm just trying to clear my mind, free my mind. Less I remember, the less I worry about it. Your daughter on the or the roommate, Missy, pissed. Her old roommate was ordered to pay her $1,200 for back rent, and Judge Mathis paid it instead of him. She wanted him to pay. Oh, the show pays when they lose. There's a commercial about retaining so much information and then letting it go for now. For new information. Oh, really? I need to see this commercial.
You don't remember it.
I have heard about how if you do go on those shows, that has to be the end of it. Like you sign something saying that you won't, whatever the judge decides it will be the final decision, and like there's no appealing, there's no whatever. Yeah, you have to accept what the judge decides in order to be on the show.
Wow. And I didn't know that the show pays you if you win. Gina, I probably saw the commercial already. I just don't remember it. Isn't it fun to be my friend though? You know, you could tell me stories and you could tell it to me 3 times. I won't even remember.
Nah, she remembers stuff that she should not remember.
True. True. You'll be telling me, you'll be like, you're not gonna remember anyway. And I'm like, I do remember.
Or I'll be like, because I was, and you're like, oh no, you did that. And I'm like, you did that already. How you remember?
I keep what's important to me. Who needs to remember their schedule? Or or the names of their kids? Who needs those
their
memories?
Children's birthdays. Who needs all that?
No one. As long as the judge decides for me, especially with me making up all the stuff, I'm good. They were talking about things that happened when they were living there, dishing dirt on each other. Oh, wow.
Ooh, Mitzi, do you know what episode it was?
We want to go see Mitzi.
Yeah, we want to see this.
Where my handy dandy, because I write it down. I told her that would happen.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Mitzi, you got to ask her what season, what episode we want to go see.
Mm-hmm. We want to know her business.
We do. We deserve to know. That's hilarious.
Anyway, he was watching with, man, these people, because I don't usually watch that stuff, right? But it was like on in the background. And I was just sitting in the room with him. The Life After Lockup, Love After Lockup, whatever. These people, man.
Trifling.
Yes. How? Like,
I haven't watched any of the most recent seasons, but I used to watch it, and oh man,
I don't know what season it is, but I'm trying to remember some of the names on there. I really don't be remembering that stuff because I wasn't really paying attention. But like some of it was just, I just can't believe people do these things. And I don't know. It's just. I know one family went up to Alaska because I think that's where they were from to go see the mom's mom. The daughter brought the mom up there. It was just like, but I don't remember people's names. There was one where this guy just got out of jail and he proposed to his girl on the Ferris wheel.
Mm-mm.
I don't know, but it's crazy.
Yeah,
but he liked all that drama.
I done seen somewhere the girl gets out of jail, goes to the guy. The guy, I guess, wasn't as rich as she thought he was. And all she wanted him to do is give her everything she wants. And it ain't working out because he ain't got it like that. He just was pretending.
Oh.
Missy, I always thought it was scripted events, and that's why they get confused as to what happened because they forget the script.
Like she talked about the judge shows?
I never thought it was scripted, but I thought that they didn't care if it was real or fake. Because I think that Joseph knew a guy that was on it. I don't know if it was real, though. And I don't know if it was Judge Mathis.
Lost my earrings.
Our research this week, it was embarrassing for me. Well, she has a mouth and speaks her mind. If it's embarrassing, Missy, we don't have to watch. We don't have to know. We'll never know. But truth be told, if I see any white girl on Judge Mathis, I'm going to say, that's Missy's daughter. If it's talking about a roommate, I'm be like, that's Missy's daughter.
Oh, she has a copy. Oh. dang.
I'm just saying. If I don't know, I gotta make it up in my mind. There's a little scripting, but most of it is real. Oh. Okay, Celine, I'm suing you, okay? Now that I know Judge Mathis pays for it, I'ma sue you
No, thank you.
for emotional, what is it?
Damage.
Emotional damage. That's what I'm suing you for. No, it's under the bridge now. I don't care. Okay.
I want to see that.
And for defamation, because you keep telling everybody I don't have no memory.
You tell everybody you don't have no memory.
You
No,
do.
they just realize I don't when I don't remember.
Because you be like, oh, man, I don't remember.
Bring her on the live with us.
I'm
She
good.
need to tell the story, right, Gina?
Oh, wow. Judge Mathis was 24 seasons.
Oh, my
Wow.
gosh.
I'm not going to find her.
You got to watch
I
it
used to
either
watch
on...
with my grandparents daily. That's my grandfather would watch that every single day.
Really? So you might have seen
And
it
then
already.
I probably did. And then when I went home to take care of my mom when she had surgery, she watched Judge Mathis every day. So I'm well versed on Judge Mathis.
Philo or Philo, and then Own.
You and Celine could talk about you not being related, but then you are related and one of you owes the other money.
That's funny.
I'll be like, Judge, she out telling everybody that we cousins. We're not even related, Judge. I didn't even meet her until my senior year in high school.
That's not
She got-
true.
See what I'm saying, Judge? And then she had the nerve to Photoshop me into her picture. She is stalking me. I didn't know this girl. How am I in her first communion pictures in the second grade?
We made our first communion together.
No, we didn't.
In
Stop
church.
photoshopping me.
Seriously?
We did. We went to catechism and we made our first communion together.
She says we did. She's not in my pictures.
When
I go home, I'm gonna look at those pictures. Really, why was that brought up in court? I don't know. And it says he started a new show in 2023 with his son. Oh, really? Gina says, I'll write you both a script. All you have to do is argue and snatch each other bald-headed. Okay. We gotta wear wigs.
So we can snatch each other wigs off?
Yeah, but a wig can't fit on my head. So I'm gonna try to tie a little ponytail. Just grab the ponytail, okay?
This is too stereotypical for me.
You're right. We cannot let ourselves go down like that.
No.
You guys would be on there all awkward. You'd be like,
I be done forgot what I was supposed to say while I was
I'm such a fan, Judge Mathis.
and then be like, hold on. I'm supposed to come here.
That's how we
look. Hey, friend.
Look, we on Judge Mathis.
like,
trying to take selfies.
Shout out to Jim's.
He mama made it.
Say hi, Judge. You're live.
That literally would be us.
I say Judge Mathis, call her a crackhead. Who is
That's
Betsy?
funny.
Who says something about a Betsy? Yo, the writing is so small I can barely see.
Are you on your phone?
Yeah.
Her MacBook wouldn't turn on.
Oh.
I didn't
don't know why I'm putting your business out there, friend. I'm sorry.
See what I'm saying? Everything I'm telling Judge Mathis.
It's easy to see on a. I mean, it's also easy to see on a tablet, but
I don't think I have this thing plugged in.
It's easy to see on a computer.
I don't think I have it plugged in.
It is hard to see on the phone.
I have to go.
Where you going? Where are you going?
I'm not going in here. I'm going here, but it's time for
I'm
me
just
to
gonna say one thing, and I'm leaving it at that. She
what?
has company.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Oh,
Yes,
your
the daughter's
daughter
name
is
is
Betsy.
Betsy. Rebecca.
All right, y'all. We're gonna go ahead and get off of here. But there will be no live Friday night because I have mommy duties. But Saturday, Sheila, Rebecca, Celine, and I will all be together at Celine's house, and we will definitely try to go live before we get out of hand. Bessie serviced her boyfriend. Oh,
In the back seat of her car while the roommate was driving. Okay.
wait. That didn't
Gina.
happen.
Did that happen?
No, that didn't
Gina.
happen.
Gina said, "Go, Betsy."
No, we're not talking about Missy's daughter like that. This gotta be a different Bessie.
Oh, are we talking about a different Betsy? Well, what? But Gina's the one who asked who is Betsy. How'd she know what Betsy did?
I have no clue. I
Yes,
have
she
no clue.
says yes.
Wait, yes, Gina, and that was discussing just. Wait, Gina, how you know this? Did we miss some comments?
Gina.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, to be continued.
Go,
TB.
Gina.
All right. We're gonna come back. We're gonna circle back around to that on
Write in
Saturday.
your notebook, friend. Friend.
Friend, my notebook can't handle those types of things.
Gina
This is business.
servicing
Mm-hmm.
front seat.
In front seat, Betsy in back seat.
No.
Talk about it Saturday.
Is that? Okay. Bye.
She just
All right,
kicking you to the
y'all.
curb. All right,
We will
guys.
see y'all Saturday.
Gotta go. Go.
Oh, Missy said it, not even Gina. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for coming. Like I said, hit the like button on your way out. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. And we will see y'all later. And do your homework.
Do your homework. Bye.
Bye. Oh, Gina, I don't know what time. Whatever time we get together, I'll put something out. We'll text you. Missy, I don't know, girl. I would have been embarrassed too.
I
All right,
mean,
bye for real, y'all.